The Attorney General Barr has decided to move ahead with federal executions again. It's been almost 20 years, I think, since the last prisoner in a federal prison has been executed. The reinstatement of the death penalty on the federal level has prompted the predictable reaction from the expected people. The left is up in arms. Democrats, as I said, Democrat presidential candidates especially, are pretending to be upset about the taking of human life. Kamala Harris, who is such a huge fan of abortion that it would almost qualify as a fetish, came out and said, this is what she said: "This morning, the Department of Justice announced they would resume capital punishment. Let me be clear. Capital punishment is immoral and deeply flawed. Too many innocent people have been put to death. We need a national moratorium on the death penalty, not a resurrection." Cory Booker said the death penalty is not justice. It is an immoral and ineffective form of punishment that has killed innocent people and is biased against people of color, low income, and those with mental illness. Warren says our criminal justice system has blah, blah, blah. She's against it. Sanders, there's enough violence in the world, he says. The government shouldn't add to it. When I am president, we will abolish the death penalty, and so on. So you get the idea there. To oppose the death penalty, yet support abortion, is just about the most morally deranged position you can possibly hold. Bernie Sanders says there's enough violence in the world, yet he supports crushing the skulls of children. Okay, so this makes no sense. There are only two basic reasons to oppose the death penalty. One is this concern about executing innocent people. That's not a reason to object in principle to the death penalty in every case. That's a reason to be careful and to be certain about it. That's not a reason to oppose the death penalty across the board, because then you're suggesting that there's no way to ever be certain that someone committed a crime, when of course there is. Because if we can't ever be certain, if we can't ever know for sure that somebody committed a crime, well, then I guess we shouldn't be putting them in prison, right? Yeah, I mean, if you put them in prison and they spend 30 years in prison, then you find out they're innocent, at least you didn't kill them. But that's 30 years of their life that you took from them. For the sake of argument, let's say we have someone who's been convicted of a terrible crime, and we know they did it. Just for the sake of argument, let's say we've got a confession, we've got DNA, we've got a body, we've got witnesses. I mean, all of those things. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, would you still oppose executing that person? If so, then you have a problem with the death penalty in principle. And the only reason to have that issue with the death penalty in principle is if you are stating that, well, we just have no right to kill somebody. Life is sacred. There's a right to life, and we have no right to take it. Well, there just is no way to apply that principle to convicts, but not to babies. There's no way to do it. That is an argument that cannot be coherently made. You cannot coherently make the argument that, we can't kill convicted murderers, even if we know they did it, because life is sacred, right to life, can't kill people, but then support abortion. It just, you can't do it. You can, but you can't do it rationally and coherently. If the life of a convicted child rapist is sacred, if even he has the right to life, then I don't see how a child could ever be said to lose it under any circumstance, period. If somebody breaks into your house, you have the right to shoot them. You have the right to defend yourself, which means that an intruder in your house, while he is an intruder in your house, has essentially forfeited his right to life. If we're going to say that his right to life is absolute and it cannot be lost ever, that means you can't shoot him. Even when he's in your house, you can't, because he's got a right to life. You're taking away his right to life. If you think that it could be okay to shoot an intruder in your house, then you believe that the right to life, in effect, can be lost or suspended given certain circumstances. It is perfectly possible. It is perfectly reasonable to say that, well, of course, a baby can't lose his right to life, but if you kill somebody, you might.